People inspire you, or they drain you. Pick them wisely. You have probably heard that you're the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you allow them to be toxic without navigating the right way to handle them and diminish their impact, you'll soon find out how capable they are at dragging you down. That's why Stoicism emphasizes the importance of surrounding oneself with positive influences and maintaining inner tranquility. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." If you have established ambitious goals demanding consistent, focused effort each day, or if your aim is to reshape habits, progress, become a better person, and prioritize your days with meaningful tasks, it's essential to manage the impact from these people. Today, we'll uncover the 10 types of individuals that Stoics cautioned you to be wary of, along with practical techniques to navigate these complex relationships in your life. Before we start, I would like to ask you to watch this video till the end, because all the techniques introduced can make a big difference in your daily life. Now be strong and stay focused. One, the negative Nancy. Let's start with one of the most toxic people you could encounter, the pessimist. Pessimists are real energy suckers because they can find a cloud for every silver lining. You got promoted. Oh no, that means more responsibilities. A friend gave you a nice gift. What could they want in return? Their viewpoints are always glass half empty, and they can inject fear and concern into even the most benign situations. Over time, their perpetual pessimism can start seeping into your own mindset. You might start questioning the positivity around you and even become reluctant to share good news. So how should we handle the negative Nancy under Stoicism's guidance? You can try to limit the time and emotional energy you invest in conversations with them. If you're not able to avoid them, for example, if they are your family members or colleagues, politely steer conversations toward more positive or neutral topics. Express understanding without internalizing their negativity. Acknowledge their concerns, but maintain your own positive perspective. 2. The time vampire. These people tend to be more of takers than givers. They consistently ask for favors, seek advice, or consume your time without offering much in return. If you are not mindful, they can easily overstep your boundaries, leaving you with time and energy drained away that could have been invested elsewhere. Staying away from time vampires is crucial to maintain your focus, productivity, and overall well-being. Excessive demands on your time can lead to stress, burnout, and a significant impact on your ability to manage tasks effectively. Instead of resisting the presence of time vampires, Stoicism encourages acceptance. Acknowledge their tendencies, set your boundaries, and focus on managing your reactions and emotions. One option is to clearly communicate your work hours and dedicated focus periods. For example, let your colleague know that you are most available for discussions during certain hours and prioritize uninterrupted work during others. Another option is to politely encourage the time vampire to explore self-help resources or find solutions independently before seeking your assistance. For instance, guide your friend to relevant sources of information or recommend tools they can use to solve their problems. 3. The drama magnet. These individuals attract drama like magnets. Something is always wrong, always. And of course, once a problem is solved, another one emerges. What they seek is your empathy, sympathy, and support, but not your advice. You offer help and solutions, but they never seem to want to fix anything. Instead, they complain and complain. Take a real-life example, your friend Alex consistently bringing personal crises and emotional turmoil into your friendship. Alex tends to dominate conversations with his issues, and you often find yourself overwhelmed by the constant drama. In this situation, consider using a technique known as reflective listening rather than providing advice or taking sides. Mirror their words back to them to enhance communication and understanding. For instance, Alex says, "My partner and I had another huge fight. I just don't know if this relationship is worth it anymore." You can respond with, "It sounds like you're feeling really frustrated and uncertain about your relationship." This method enables you to offer emotional support without becoming entangled in the drama personally. You can also encourage a shift from dwelling on problems to finding solutions. When drama magnets start venting, gently steer the conversation towards constructive discussions and practical resolutions, emphasizing a Stoic focus on what can be controlled. 4. The manipulator. Identifying these manipulative people can be quite challenging, especially if they are really close to us. They know what you like, what makes you happy, and what you think is funny. But the difference is that they use this information as part of a hidden agenda. A friend who subtly guilts you into doing things by manipulating your emotions, making you feel responsible for their happiness. A colleague who undermines your work to make themselves look better using manipulative tactics to advance their career at your expense. Even if your eyes don't readily reveal their true selves, your intuition tends to pick up on subtle signs that something is off. Your gut will send you all kinds of signals that something is wrong. If you choose to listen to your heart and follow your intuition, you will save yourself from a whole lot of pain, drama, and misfortune. So please trust your instincts and keep your eyes wide open. Facing the manipulator. Clearly communicate your limits and expectations. If the emotional blackmailer attempts to guilt trip you, assertively express your boundaries and decline without succumbing to emotional manipulation. If you sense manipulation in the office, trust your instincts. Document instances of manipulation and, if necessary, address concerns with higher-ups or HR to protect your professional standing. If a manipulator lurks in your life, remember, you hold the pen. Your storyline is yours to write, guided by your values and decisions. Reclaim your script and don't let anyone manipulate your life's narrative. 5. The Perpetual Victim. Perpetual victims are a bit like people stuck on a boat without a paddle, convinced that the wind, the waves, and even the entire ocean are out to get them. Instead of grabbing the oars and steering, they blame everything around them for drifting aimlessly. In their story, they're forever stranded at sea, with no hope of reaching a safe shore. If you try to give them solutions to their problems, they'll shoot them down fast, listing all the reasons why nothing will work. Eventually, you'll feel like nothing can really help because, according to them, they don't have the power to make it happen. Connecting with perpetual victims is tough because they hardly ever admit any responsibility for their situation. This unwillingness to take ownership means they miss out on learning and improving for future. Instead, it turns into an endless session of complaining and griping. Engaging with perpetual victimhood can be time-consuming and emotionally draining. Stoicism encourages individuals to invest their time in constructive and meaningful pursuits, focusing on personal growth rather than being caught in a cycle of complaints. If it's unavoidable to interact with the victim, try to set boundaries for discussions. Politely redirect conversations towards solutions and personal responsibility. For instance, if they blame their job, suggest exploring constructive ways to address workplace challenges. While offering support, limit emotional investment in their victim narrative. Avoid getting entangled in their constant grievances. For instance, if they complain about a challenging day, express empathy without delving too deeply into the negative emotions. 6. The Toxic Positivist. You know that person who's always super positive, spreading good vibes and using emojis like confetti? They're the ones telling you to stay happy even when things are tough, brushing off your problems with an overly optimistic attitude. Imagine your life as a garden with flowers, weeds and pests. But this overly positive person just wants to focus on the pretty flowers and ignores everything else. If you're dealing with problems, they'd say, just focus on the flowers, don't let negativity into your garden. While this may sound uplifting, their approach can make you feel invalidated and disconnected from reality. Imagine going through a tough breakup, feeling sad and confused while seeking emotional balance. The Toxic Positivist's advice: there are plenty of fish in the sea, just smile and be happy. This excessive positivity neglects the complexities of human emotion and the realities of life's challenges. Now, how do you take care of your life without letting the toxic positivist mess it up with their constant good vibes only attitude? One way is to talk to them about both the good and not so good stuff. When they say to focus on the positive, you can thank them, but also admit that it's okay to be upset about something specific. Both feelings can exist at the same time. Drawing inspiration from Stoic thought, as Seneca once said, true happiness is to understand our duties toward God and man, to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Notice the balance, understanding duties that aren't always pleasant and enjoying the present. A Stoic approach isn't about focusing solely on the positive or negative. It's about embracing life's complexity with equanimity. 7. The Gossipers. Great minds discuss ideas, average ones discuss events, and small minds discuss people. Gossipers are individuals who habitually engage in the sharing of information, often personal or sensitive, about others. This information is typically spread in a casual or unconstrained manner, and it may be true or false. Gossipers thrive on discussing the private affairs of others, often without their knowledge or consent. People who gossip enjoy hearing about others' misfortunes. It might seem entertaining to delve into someone else's mistakes at first, but after a while, it gets exhausting, leaves you feeling unpleasant, and can harm others. There are so many good things to focus on, and interesting people to learn from that. It's a waste of time to keep talking about others' misfortunes. When someone starts gossiping, redirect the conversation to a neutral or positive topic. For instance, if a friend starts discussing someone's personal life, you can gently say, "I'd rather not talk about that. Have you seen any good movies lately?" Another option is to demonstrate positive behavior by avoiding gossip yourself. If others see that you refrain from spreading rumors or engaging in negative discussions, they may be less likely to involve you in such conversations. As we conclude this exploration into the 7 types of individuals Stoicism advises us to stay away from, let this knowledge be a compass guiding us toward a more mindful and fulfilling life. Reflect on the insights shared and consider how you might navigate the complexities of relationships with wisdom and discernment. Remember, Stoicism goes beyond simply navigating the world. It involves understanding and enhancing ourselves. If today's conversation has triggered a moment of realization, I'd be delighted to hear from you in the comments section. Share your thoughts, recount your experiences, and let's start a conversation that enriches us all. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, stay mindful, stay wise,